I'm trying to fix the camera. Bear with me for 1 second. There we go. What's up, everybody? I'm trying to go to my channel so I can read y'all comments. Hey, Soul Squad! What's up, family? How you guys doing? Oh my goodness, it's like I got an echo in here. It's like I got an echo in the house. Oh my goodness. Hey, everybody. I'm trying to see. Let me put on my glasses. Y'all, okay. I gotta go to the dollar store. I'm gonna do a Dollar Tree run for you guys. Hopefully the weekend to put it up next week because it's time for some glasses. I can't see. And okay. What's up, Soul Squad? Oh, thank you, Trina. Is that Trina? Hey, Teresa. Hey, R. Smith. Hey, Lady D. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Ada. Yes. Hey, family. What's up, Soul Squad? How you guys doing? So you guys saw the title. I'm going to give people a couple of minutes to get in. I told you guys I was going to do a review on the movie. And I know I move slow. And I thought about it. I was like, I'm going to wait until the evening time. Hey, D. Hey, Angie Jones. What's up, boo? Hey, Terry. In the kitchen with Rob. Hi, everybody. Demetrius. Hey, the Tina Boo Boo. Bam, Cam. What's that? Bam Bam and Kim. How you doing? Hey, Anita. Mississippi in the house. Okay, guys. Oh, thank you, Spicy. Don't forget to like. I hope you guys like this video because this video will be staying up. Okay, so before we get started, hey Ty, what's up, boo? What's up, Ty? Hey, Jessica. Thank you, Jessica. Is the light okay? Um, so I looked at the movie and I looked at the movie right after bingo. So when we got off of bingo on Saturday night, I laid in the bed. It came back on at 11 o'clock. I caught it just in time. And thank you. Who said that, Joseph? I caught it just in time. Hey, Whitney. Hey, Tanya. And let me give you my first impression. Because first of all, we're gonna talk about three things. When we did on the couch, we said we was gonna talk about the Salt-N-Pepa bio, the movie. We're just gonna talk about Bridgerton on Netflix, and we're just gonna talk about The Lie. How far will you go for your children? And that's on Amazon Prime if you got Amazon Prime. Hey, Miss Norma, how you doing? Hey, Miss J, I saw the last name and catch the first one. So, hey, Lisa. Hey, Lakeisha. So, okay, guys. So, first impression. It was 11 o'clock at night when I watched it. But when I saw that 3 and that H, it threw me. I said, this movie 3 hours? So I had to psych my mind at 11 o'clock at night to watch a 3 hour long movie. That was the first thing that threw me about the movie, that it was 3 hours. I was like, why is it 3 hours? What could possibly going on that we could do a 3 hour Salt-N-Pepa movie? That threw me. I almost didn't watch it just because of the length of the time. But one thing about movies is that I tried not to thank you, Patricia. I tried not to let the length of the movie throw me. So I will always go and start a movie. Hey, living in Florida. And I will always go and start a movie. And if it grasps my attention, I forget about the time. That means that it's a good Hey, I'm Joseph in Montreal, Canada. Thank you. Um, And so the 3 hours, the 3 hours, sent me somewhere. But I gave it to the movie because I said I was going to watch it, right? And it was 11 o'clock at night, and I counted the times like 11, 12, I want to say 2 o'clock in the morning. Can I say I'm looking at a movie at 2 o'clock in the morning? Honey, I did. I really did. If you go look at this movie, don't let the time. To me, personal. Hey, Detroit, Emily in the house. Thank you. I love you too. To me, it was worth the 3 hours. Because once I got into the movie, the time frame of the movie left me. It grabbed my attention. It was interesting. I found things out that I didn't know about Salt-N-Pepa. So it really grabbed me. It was well written. They played a big part in this movie as far as producing, being on set, meeting the actresses that played them, giving their key details of what was going on in their life and everything. So the 3 hours did not bother me at all. I thought it was, but by the time I got to looking at the movie, it really pulled me in. It wasn't overact. The young ladies that played them, the other people, co-cast, co-actors that was in this movie, they all played their roles very well. It didn't look like a you know how these movies be looking and you be like, oh my God, this low budget movie. It didn't give me low budget or anything because I had seen some movies on Lifetime, look kind of low budget or whatever. The acting was off. I couldn't feel it. I couldn't get into it. So before we get started, first of all, let me just tell you something. The young lady that played Salt, her name was Gigi Townsend. Gigi Townsend, she had other movies. If you guys might know, she did when she was younger. She was in Everybody Hate Chris. What else she do? And right now, currently, she plays in All American. If you don't know what All American is, that is a good show that comes on WB50 here. And where I live at is WB50 All American. It's a good drama. So the young lady that plays Salt, which is Lily or Lala Odom, Lala Odom, not I'm sorry, not Lala Odom, Gigi Thompson. She did Salt really good. She looked like her. I think she gave a good acting, as far as like being her. When I looked at her, um I saw Salt. She far as body shape, shortness, features. She really, I mean, I ain't say she was identical, but they did a good job as far as getting someone to play that part. Now, Lala Odom, who played Pepper, I couldn't get past her looking like Tyra Banks. I couldn't get past her looking like Tyra Banks. If they ever want to do a Tyra Banks story about her modeling career and her top models and everything that she went through, this young lady, Lala Odom, will be the perfect fit. This young lady looks so much like Tyra Banks. I had to say, stop thinking about Tyra. Stop thinking about Tyra. She's supposed to be Pepper. She's supposed to be Pepper. They should have had. It's a good work opportunity. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to take anything from anybody. And sometimes it's actually hard to find actresses to actually look similar to the real life person. But you didn't care for the movie, Miss. I thought it was good. Some things that I found out that they didn't put in the movie that I didn't know allegedly about Pepper that they didn't put in the movie that I found out afterwards through someone who I was talking to. They said, well, they didn't put in her let's see, allegedly she had some type of drinking habit or drinking problem or something that someone said they saw that on an interview where she talked about it. They didn't put that in the movie. Yeah, they put in the movie that she liked to have fun. She liked to party. She had issues with her husband, Tretch. Then when she met him, they did insert one part in the movie that really made me like, oh my God. When she had a flashback, she tried to kill herself, commit suicide. They put that in there, and that was shocking because I didn't know that. And another thing that was shocking about the movie that I thought was good is that I didn't know that they knew Martin Lawrence, Kid and Play. They all worked together in New York for Sears, being sales representatives. That was very interesting to know that they had New York just had everybody, in the early 80s, because Salt-N-Pepa came out in 1985. And they grabbed that title as being the first queens of rap and everything. So I didn't see that part. And so I didn't know. I don't know what Tretch looked like. So I don't know what Tretch looked like. So because I'm not into rappers and stuff. So I didn't know what Tretch looked like. I was more so focusing on the Salt-N-Pepa characters and stuff. And then the young man Cleveland Brito, who played Herbie, who was Salt's boyfriend and everything. I ain't like him from the jump. I did not like him from the jump. I especially didn't like him when he tried to try to swindle Pepper money. He talked Salt into it. He tried to talk Salt into not giving her no money. Every time he turned around, he wanted to kick her out the group. They had no chemistry, him and her, from the very beginning. Now, I can't say, looking at the movie, and remember, they gave their input. She was kind of hard to work with. She was kind of hard to work with. I think that's why him and her didn't get along, because they didn't get along personally. So when they try to work together, the dynamics wasn't there. It was always either she wasn't doing something right or she didn't come on time. He was harder on her. I think he was harder on her because she had a strong opinion. She had a strong voice. She stood up for herself. Unlike Salt. Salt was kind of timid. She kind of let him run over top of her. And he wasn't used to that strong woman dynamics that Pepper was giving off. So I think that it played on his manhood to have a woman that's going to stand up to him. But I was glad she was that way. But when it came down to business, as far as like her getting in that studio, I think she should have been on time. She should have wanted to rehearse. She should have, studio time costs money. There was some conflict there that I seen why he was upset, but she stood her ground on all the things that she needed to stand her ground on. I didn't like the fact, that she missed studio time, because I understand that's money being missed. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay for that. So I understand him being upset. But it's just the little things that they just didn't like each other. So they work chemistry was just off. It would never work. Now, only thing I said they didn't show, because I was trying to say, well, maybe she's difficult to work with. We're talking about Pepper, y'all. Maybe she's difficult to work with, because at one point she was giving me that vibe that she was difficult to work with, but they didn't show that once they left him. They didn't show no working with other producers and in the studio with other people. So I can't say she was difficult to work with all the way around. It was just with him, because they had a history, a background. They just didn't like each other. So the work thing didn't work for them. So to say if she was difficult to work with, I don't know, because they didn't put none of that in there. They didn't show them working with other producers, other record labels, and they work ethics with other people. I just say them two, because they didn't like each other. They didn't like each other at all. But all in all, I think the storyline was pretty good. I found out a lot of stuff about Salt-N-Pepa that I didn't know. That it held my interest. 3 hours. Maybe it could have been a little bit shorter than 3 hours. But it was 3 hours long. I think it was worth watching, just to see, who they were. And they broke up. Man, looking at the music industry from Salt perspective, how at the beginning she wanted this. They wanted to get out the ghetto. They wanted better things for themselves. But as time went on, looking at the music industry from Salt perspective, oh my goodness, it was a whole lot. The traveling, the leaving your kids once you become parents, the boyfriend cheating, having babies, all the things that came with being in that life, she couldn't handle. Because remember, she was a Christian already. She was already a church girl before she got started into this business. Pepper was already a fast girl. She like going out. She like going to clubs. She love hanging out with the men. So they person. That's why I understand how they personalities attracted each other. You know, opposite attracts. So Paula do says. So they personality attracted each other. What it was is that Salt, she kept Pepper from going over the edge for doing a little bit too much. And Pepper, she brought out something that Salt that she didn't know that she had. Amazingly enough, amazingly enough, what I did not know, these young ladies didn't know how to rap. When they pursued this business to become rappers, they didn't know how to rap. They said out their own mouth, I don't rap. I don't know how to rap. And that's why I say that Herbie, he was a good producer. He was a messed up private, as far as like his personal life. For him, assault, he did some foul stuff. You know what I'm saying? But as their producer, he did bring out what we know of them, as far as the music and teaching them to rap and telling them to say things certain way on their deliverance and everything. Hey Key, what's up, boo? Hey, y'all blocking my girl Key. That's family right there. um, so he did bring it out. They didn't know how to rap. And the crazy thing about it, if they didn't know how to rap, they've been in the business for over 35 years. They were together for 15 years before they broke up and went their separate ways. Didn't come back together until 2005. They made up live on VH1, 25 years of hip hop show. They made up. That was the first time them seeing each other. Hey, Yvonne, in 4 years. In 2005, on VH1 wanted them to work together. They didn't rehearse together. They didn't do anything together. They just showed up to do the show. And they went on the stage, and all the memories of them just start flooding back. And they actually made up. Oh, you thought she was a troll. Jessica thought you was a troll, girl. Oh, man. And, yeah, so I thought that was amazing that they made up on stage, on live, and they were apart for 4 years. And they were apart for 4 years. I mean, I thought it was good. It was interesting. I don't think it should have been 3 hours. I think for what they gave us, it could have been less than 3 hours. Hey, Sentin Mo, I think it could have been less than 3 hours. But all in all, it was okay. And we gonna give it. I'm gonna do 1 through 5 for my ratings of movies. If I'm gonna rate it for it to be a TV movie, for it to have the actress and actors in it, excuse me. I did learn a little bit about Salt-N-Pepa. They iconic songs like, oh my God, you cannot, when you get you got to know who Salt-N-Pepa is, okay? Unless you wasn't born, you may still know who they are because their music is everlasting. The songs as what's some of their songs? Y'all name some of their songs. Talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. That for the time and era they did that song, that was a big song for them to make during the time when AIDS was just coming out. People ain't know too much about it. It was all in the streets. Everybody was talking about it. And for women to come and make a music and talk about, let's talk about sex. That was a good song. Push It, yes. And what's that song about? One Snoop, yeah, Shoop. I like that song. And then the one about the man. I forgot the man one. Oh my God, I can't think of it right now. But they have iconic songs. They are legendary. Nobody Business. I ain't like that song. But that is one of their songs. Somebody else may like it. So yeah, it was a wonderful. It was an AIDS campaign, and so they did good. I mean, they had a good career. I don't know if it could have been better. Those 90 babies don't know nothing about old school hip hop. You know they don't. But all in all, I thought it was good. I don't know if I would watch it again just because it's so long. But again, I said only flaw. I said I don't think it had to be 3 hours, but they stretched it. And the documentary, I didn't look at the documentary afterwards. I really didn't, cause honey, it was late. She was tired. I stayed up from 11 o'clock at night to 2 o'clock in the morning. Uh, I don't know. They didn't get into that. See, that's what I'm saying. Candace, they didn't get into. I didn't see. You just told me something new. I didn't even know they had a beef with Spinderella. I know the first Spinderella that they tried to bring in, she thought her man liked her. And then I think something with it was going on there too, cause he was too much all up on the first Cinderella, and he ended up firing her for being late, and he claimed it was because they told him to, and you treat her different, and so he was showing them an example. Oh, I'll fire her or whatever, but they he fired her, and they end up getting this 16-year-old girl who we end up being the final Spinderella. And far as with the movie, they never showed nothing wrong with her. So if it was something wrong, I'm not sure. Um, and then the lawsuit they went through when they tried to get away from him. I mean, the whole overall thing, it was good. You know, they went through struggles, all the things they low key hated. Oh, they had some bangers back in the day. So they know. I see. I don't know anything. Like I said, I looked. I was counting on the movie to really give me the inside of this hip hop group. But you guys, you gotta remember, people will never ever give you everything. They gonna give you just enough to bring you in and have you watch it. But people never gonna, when some say real life story or biopics or whatever, and then they'll promote it by saying, oh, we had our hand in it. We was on set. You know, we was very detailed and all that stuff. A lot of things are still left out. A lot of things are still left out just because you'll never get it all. And do we have the right to know it all? We don't have the right to know everybody business, but just enough. I think they should break down any scandals. When we talk about real life movies or biopics, I think scandals, any scandals that was like out in the public eye, that was in the news or that was talked about, even if it was negative or wasn't. I think when they do real life movies, they need to break those down, because then we'll be able to say, oh, I remember that. I remember when that was in the news. Oh, so that wasn't true. So a lot of things we may not get to know, but I say anything that was made for the public, anything that hit the newspaper, anything that was scandalous, I think should always go in the I think will all should always go in some type of real life movie, so that we could just get the breakdown of the time that was going on when all that stuff was said and done. But all in all, Lifetime did it. I think Lifetime did an okay job. Again, that young lady, Miss Odom, she can play Tyra Banks. She could play Tyra Banks at any given day. That young lady is tall. I guess she need to be tall because Pepper is tall. Pepper is very tall. But that young lady is tall. She is slender, and she have a narrow, long face. She could just play Tyra Banks. I'll be waiting to see her play that, to see how she would do in that. They do a Lifetime movie. My bet is on Miss Odom playing that part. So overall, I give the Salt-N-Pepa Lifetime movie review. I say it was about maybe 3.5 stars. It was interesting. It gave me information that I didn't know. I enjoyed the music. Nope, I didn't know she had a book. That's okay. So overall, I give it. She had a nose job, Della. Oh, okay. So overall, guys, I give it 3.5 stars. I didn't like the fact it was 3 hours long, but it did hold my attention. I think with the information they gave up, it could have been a little shorter. Um, Other than that, it was okay. I learned things about them being friends and working with other people, other celebrities, like again, like Martin Lawrence and Kid and Play, how they all work together. That was an interesting fact to know. I am doing fine, Stephen. How are you? Thanks for asking. I thought that was another interesting fact to know. Do I recommend the movie? Yeah, I recommend it. If it's a Sunday or it's any day, if you don't have Pepper got cosmetic surgery, oh wow. But you know what? At the end of the day, don't have those stars do that. So some reason, somehow, it's pressure in the industry to change your look. So for some reason, the industry make you think that you can't be the natural person that God put you on the earth to be. So it's a lot of pressure in that industry. That's why Salt had to get out when she got out. I think she was losing herself. She was losing herself, and she was being there for everybody, and she had to rediscover who she was. You know, she gave her life. Yeah, she was a Christian before she got started, and I think once she got started in the business, maybe she slowed down with church and being around God, and then with everything that was going on with Pepper and her relationship, the music and the lawsuits and everything. I guess she had to find herself, and she had to really dig in and go back to what she knew, and that was God. That was being a Christian. That was being church. Her faith. She had to go back to her faith, and so and a good thing, a lot of people don't recognize that, and they end up 6 feet under before they realize that, hey, I need to get God in my life. You know what I'm saying? So she she recognized it. She pulled herself back. She stepped back and she got herself together. And so I was real proud of her for that. I was real proud of her for that. Again, like I said, I give the movie 3.5 stars. It did give up some information. It left out some things. It did give me new things that I didn't know about. And again, I enjoyed listening to the music. The music just took me back. Because after I looked at the movie this morning, I ended up looking at that VH1 25-year special. Now, the funniest thing that I'm going to say about the movie is that when you look at the VH1 special on the movie, okay, look at the VH1 special on the movie. They got Salt-N-Pepa jamming. Okay, I was jamming with them. They all over the stage. They jumping around. They moving like they ain't never lose it. And and everything. I was like, it inspired me. That VH1 section of the movie inspired me because I was like, I don't remember. I didn't see that. And I didn't see that in 2005. I said, let me go back and look at it. I started laughing. The real one, the VH1 on put in 2005 VH1 Salt-N-Pepa. The real performance wasn't nothing like the movie performance. So you know how Wendy Williams said that I think we're friends in my head. I think in Salt-N-Pepa head when they was producing that part and everything. They thought they was jumping around and doing all this stuff the way they do when they was young, because they did all that in the movie. When you go back and look at the original one, I was laughing my butt off because they ain't do nothing. Hey, when we get older, the bones crack up, the knees get sore, the body got a little bit weight on it. They ain't do half the things that they had in that movie when they did that special. And I was looking at the original video. I said, that's okay. That's how they saw themselves in their head, and I ain't gonna take it from them. Oh no, they look all in all, they did their thing. It takes a lot to come back after so many years to get on stage and do what you do. Okay, but that was funny. I 3.5 stars. It was a good watch. Again, it could have been less than 3 hours, but if you got time, check it out. Let me know what you think. Some of you guys were supposed to watch it. I think you did. And somebody might need feel like I have an empty something. Okay, so next movie, guys. Hands up. We talked about this on Saturday on the couch. Next TV show. And this is coming from Netflix. Hands up if anyone got a chance to even peek in at Bridgerton. We talked about it on Saturday. We talked about how we had three shows, if possible, if we had the time, that we was gonna try to watch over the weekend and talk about it on Monday. So everyone, we did Salt-N-Pepa. If you got a chance, if you got a chance and look at it, it was okay. Excuse me, if you didn't go watch it, I really didn't give too many spoilers alerts about it. When you watch it, you'll do your own opinion about the show. Okay, you love Bridgerton. Okay, hands up, because you got hands on there, of everybody who got a chance to catch Bridgerton. Who sat down? Did you binge watch it? Or I think it's 8 episodes. What episode are you on now? Because if you didn't finish it, excuse me, if you didn't finish it, I would say you need to leave right now, just because I'm about to talk about it. And if you didn't finish it, you need to leave right now, because it's gonna be a spoiler alert. Because we're supposed to look at it on the weekend. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about who's behind Bridgerton. Who's behind Bridgerton? Her name is Julia Gwynn. She is the writer of this book. There are 8 novels involving this Bridgerton book. 8 novels involving this Bridgerton book. Julia Gwynn is the writer of this book. But guess who brought this book to life and brought it to Netflix? No other than Shonda Rhimes. If you don't know who she is the young lady, producer, creator of a lot of ABC's hits, such as Scandal, Grey's Anatomy, How to Get Away with Murder, Private Practice. If you know any of those shows, she is behind those shows, and she is the lady that's now doing Bridgerton. She got 150 million dollar deal to bring this to light to Netflix. And let me tell you, it would not be Miss Rhymes if she did not bring what? The scandal, the secrets, the just everything, honey. She bought it and she pulled it out. If you like time period movies, I love time period movies. Movies such as Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, which is one of my favorite movies. I love Pride and Prejudice. This movie, The Bridgertons, is set in the 1600s, meaning the era between 1813 and 1827. All the fancy dresses, the horse carriages, the candles because there's no light, the top hats. The men were gentlemen, but the women just didn't have a mind of their own. Just didn't have a mind of their own. Some of them did. They were fighting for rights. They were fighting for education, to go to school. Only thing they supposed to do is have babies, get with a man that got property, get their diary together. Their diary is they call it diaries back then, but it's inheritance. Their inheritance, basically, it's like you paying a man to marry your daughter. Because once the daughter hook up with another prominent family, the man takes control over her inheritance, what they call diaries back then. She can't even control her own money that's coming from her parents, basically coming from her father. It's like, are you marrying my daughter? So this is what she's putting. She had to have something to go to the family, you know what I'm saying? Even though they was hooking them up with prominent people, prominent other families, the daughter family also had to have something too. They had to be bringing something to the table in order for for these families to hook up. So, but it was good, y'all. I just love it. The young man that plays Simon, the young lady that played Daphne, their characters was good, charisma. Again, another movie that's well acted, not overdone. I love the narration. The movie is narrated by a mysterious lady that's spilling all the tea about these families and people and everything that's going on in the time in their town. And every spring they have a social event where you put your daughters out there, debutante balls, that put them out there to find a husband. They got on the best dresses and the parties and the hoo-hoos of the elites are there. And man, you got to look at it. I don't want to really give too much away of Bridgerton. It is getting a second season. 8 novels. Can you imagine what she could do with this movie? The producing, the rewriting, the direction, getting the characters to really, dive deep into the novel, into the characters that they're playing. It was really good. I like the setup of the plot. Um, I'll take your man. Oh yeah, I like that one too. I like that song too. I like the setup of Bridgerton. Again, I love time period movies, so I thought it was very good. Once you look at the first episode, you're gonna get stuck. You're gonna go and look at one, two, three. Next thing you know, you done all 8 episodes, and you looking stupid like ain't no more. When the rest of it will come out? What next year? Yeah, Oprah got her OnlyFans. What's she doing all the time? So I'm not gonna spoil Bridgerton too much, just because it is a series. It have 8 parts. I'ma say, from the beginning, the plot from the beginning, when I saw that they was gonna do the hookup, pretend like they were together so that she could get interest of men, because the old saying, they even did it back there. People always want what they can't have. Once people realized that she was almost off the market because Simon was interested in her, the men came flocking. The men came flocking. That's just like now in 2021. If you're not in a relationship, ain't nobody there. Okay, I'm not in a relationship. I ain't looking for nobody. There's no prospects. There's nothing going on. As soon as you get in a relationship and that relationship going good, this man trying to talk to you, this man trying to talk to you, and you'll be like, well, where you were at 4 months ago. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how they roll with this movie. That's why I say life and all in general, no matter what time it is, time period is, life is just one big circle. We all experience the same thing in life. Whether it's the 1800s or the 20th century, life is just a circle and we all experience the same thing. So just like that, they knew once, and then that'll get him off the market because he wasn't trying to marry anyone. He had his reasons why he don't want to marry, and I'm not going to tell you the reasons why he don't want to marry. You got to look at the movie. I don't want to spoil too much, but when people set plans like that in motion, we all know what's going to happen. I knew it by the time the second episode or the third episode, when the plan really got started. I said, oh, they gonna fall in love. Now I'm gonna tell y'all they gonna fall in love, but it's gonna be a rocky love. It's gonna be, gotta fight for it type love. But Bridgerton, it is good. I suggest you look at it. You're going to get hooked. You're going to be ready for season 2. Our girl did her thing. And remember, this is an 8-book novel. And what she got paid for Netflix, I'm sure she got a lot of good stuff in store for us for Bridgerton. And with all that money Netflix is giving her, I don't believe this is the only project that she will be bringing to Netflix for us. So guys, let's keep on the lookout for Miss Rhymes, and let's see what she do next. I thumbs up. This is a 1 through 5 rating for